Hey everybody, my name is AJ Morris and I'm the Product Innovation and Marketing Manager here at iThemes. And today what I thought we would do is start a review of Gutenberg plugins. Over the next month or two, we'll be taking a look once a week at a Gutenberg plugin and how you can use it to really build your websites. It's a new type of page builder. It's the new core editor in WordPress, and so it really only makes sense that we take a look at it. Now, if you're familiar with Gutenberg, that's great. Glad to hear that you're using it, and I hope that you'll be learning a few things throughout these reviews. If you're new to Gutenberg, though, take a look. Let us know what you think. Make sure you subscribe over to our YouTube channel and check out the reviews. The reviews will be in the description of the YouTube video. So if you want to check out the written form, maybe look at some images that we're putting in with the posts, do that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first review is of CoBlocks. CoBlocks is one of the first really page builder blocks for Gutenberg, and we're going to just really kind of take a look at it and see what we can do to build a site with it. So I've already got a site set up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some things out of the way, and all I need to do is install it. So if we go to plugins and add new, and then just do a search for CoBlocks, we can go ahead and click install now, and then once that's installed, we'll go ahead and activate it as well. Alright, so we've done our first step. We've activated CoBlocks, and the next thing that we want to do is I'm using the 2020 theme, which is the new theme that comes with WordPress. I do want to customize it though just a little bit. I want to tweak some of the settings just to really kind of make it a little bit easier to use Gutenberg plugins. So if you go over to color, you'll see background color. I'm just going to make this white. It just is an easier piece for me. And then I'm going to change the primary color from this like reddish color over to a blue. I like a blue color. You can see it up here in the menu. Good. So all right, so we've go ahead and publish those changes in the customizer, and now we can go back and start to play around with CoBlocks. So let's go to pages and add new. We'll just start playing with CoBlocks on a page. Now, if you're not familiar with Gutenberg, this is a great time to learn, and check out our YouTube channel for other beginner Gutenberg tutorials. We are going to move a little bit faster than some of that basic Gutenberg. You'll see that I'm already familiar with the user interface, and so I'll just be kind of moving along, but I'll try to talk quickly about some of those. I'm going to disable the pop-ups tips. So we're just going to call this page CoBlocks. I want to show you what it does, show you what CoBlocks does, and this is kind of my first real take at building a page. So when you're adding a block, you can click the plus here, you can click the plus right here. You can get into CoBlocks. So CoBlocks gives us two sections, the CoBlocks section and then CoBlocks galleries. And if you go to galleries, you can see there's a carousel, a collage, masonry, stacked, or an offset. And what I like about this view is that you can see what they're going to look like right here. So if you wanted to do some sort of a collage of a gallery over here on the right hand side, you see what that looks like. If you go over to CoBlocks though, you can do similar. Unfortunately, they don't have previews for these blocks. So some of them they do. You can see some of them like features and click to tweet. They do accordion though. The image is not available. So just understand that some of them might have them and might not. So CoBlocks comes with a serious number of blocks. There's a lot here, and one thing that I like about CoBlocks is he being Rich and the team behind CoBlocks, they didn't just rebuild all the core blocks, they built on top of it. So you can use the core blocks and you can use these existing blocks to make a page. Now I'm going to do a hero first because I like to have a hero kind of up at the top of my site, and we'll just say Introduction to CoBlocks as my title. All right, so I've got just a simple heading and description here, and a primary button and a secondary button. So I could say, you know, something like buy now, learn more. Okay, you can put the link in if you want. What I like about this is that if you start typing in a page or maybe a post even, you can find it. So I'll link the learn more button here to the sample page that comes with WordPress. That's pretty nice to do. When you click around, you'll notice you've got kind of breakpoints here where you want this. I just moved this paragraph, moved it out so that it wasn't putting amazing on another line. It just kind of puts it all on one line. I like that. And I like that, you know, there's a lot of different pieces for the hero settings. So you can do the layout in the middle, on the far right, or on the left. You can do full screen, and you can decide where you want that text to show. You can set your height, you can set your content width, you can set color settings, so it's going to look at the accent colors, what I selected from within the theme. So it's taking in some of those settings. I've got some settings here for text color as well. So pretty handy way to get something going. One thing I want to know is, do I have the option to do a background? So let's see what other options here we have. We've got a full width, and it looks like we've got full screen. Here is, okay, so let me go back just so you can see the little paint box. This to me is like a fill if you're familiar with Photoshop or something like that. But you can select a background image. So if you have something in your media library, you could do that. I think I have an Adobe folder here. Let me pause the video and open that up. So I had to find this folder. So I've got a number of images saved for stock images for this kind of purpose. So here's what could be an interesting image. We'll use this. So we'll put that uploaded. It's going to do some crunching of the image and stuff. We'll go ahead and select that. And okay, now it looks like that became the background. The one thing I probably want to do is now change my color settings to maybe a blue, So go ahead and click publish here just to take a look at what this looks like. So it looks like for some reason there are some issues with either the theme or CoBlocks when you try to set the color of certain elements inside the hero block. So in this case, I changed the color settings, the text color to be this purple, and it didn't work. I had to go through some caching trial and error here, and ended up finding that it was a setting inside of the heading block itself. So when you go into the settings of the block itself, change the color settings there, that seems to take care of the issue. So I'm assuming it's probably just a CSS issue between the theme and CoBlocks, not a big thing to worry about. Now, one more thing I want to try with the background is I want to see if I can do an overlay. So if I do this, it does not look like it gives me an option to do a background, like a gradient overlay. Oh, here's some background settings. So let's see what this does. All right, so I can set an opacity to kind of make it dark. That makes it easier to see the text. I do not have a color though. You can change the focal point, so that's kind of nice. I might move it right here. Kind of put that a little easier to see. Let's go to color settings. There is a background color. Okay, so if you're, let me walk back that through. If you are on the hero block itself, and you go to color settings, and you see background color, you can do that. See how I made it a gray or made it a black? If I make that a purple now, or purplish blue, go back to white. I probably have to go back to these and go white. All right, so we're getting somewhere now. So here's that background. Now I might want to change the buttons. You know, maybe I want the button to be another color. It looks like I can do that pretty well. Now, what's nice about the Gutenberg or the new WordPress block editor is that you're going to see messages like this, where the color combination may be hard for people to read, right? This weird bluish green color and this purple are going to make it hard to read if you have, if you have somebody that is just got some sort of a disability with their eye sight. So I do like that. I want to change the custom color to kind of make it go away. So we'll do almost black, but we'll kind of do a little green to it. So we'll do that, and then on this one, we'll do, I don't want a custom background, I want a custom text color. And we'll do similar to green, so there you go. Just to give you the idea of what that looks like. So let me go ahead and update. And let me refresh over here. And now you can see what that begins to look like. So we're taking shape of our hero block, right? And obviously you want to put better text than what I've got in here. So make sure you do that. You also probably want to tell somebody what they're buying, right? But this is a pretty good start. So I'm really happy with CoBlocks. Let's kind of see what else. I'm gonna get some things out of the way here. Let's see what else it can do. So let's go to add a new block. Let's look at other blocks. Typical kind of what I would add next if I was building this page out is probably some features. So here's some features. Let's see what we can do here. So You've got some gutter, you've got columns. So if I wanted to add, say, 3 across, okay, I can do that. This looks pretty tight. Let me see if I can make it. I definitely don't want it full width. All right, so that's kind of a z-index issue here. Here's a wide width. So I will say CoBlocks, there does appear to be some issues with the order of which things pop up when you're in here. So just take note to that. If you do see this type of an issue, one thing I do with the block editor is typically go to top toolbar. So that way when you click on something, you'll see it up here in the top. It moves that order. So if I go to features now, I can see what it looks like. So here was that wide width, here's full width. I'm gonna go back to that wide width. It gives me a little bit of padding over on the sides, but I think that this will look pretty nice. So in the features, let's see what we can do here. Looks like we can change our icon. So we even have a search, so maybe it's microphone, looks like is an option. Okay. And you've got some others. It does not look like, oh, it does look like you can do a custom size, but it does not look like maybe custom. No, so it looks like these features are limited to the icons, but there was styles. So let's see what that looks like now. There's a default style that doesn't appear to change anything, so that's fine. So one thing I'd probably look at in this feature is just being able to like upload my own graphic, right? I'd want my own graphic. I see I can make the size change, which is nice. But if I want to put my own graphic icon or illustration or something, I'd want to be able to do that myself, and I'd like that. But it doesn't look like you can do that there. So not bad though. Let's go ahead and just I'm just gonna leave it this way. And I guess the one thing I'm looking to do is probably add some padding, or sorry, margin between this row and the next row. So let's see what I've got. So I've got some options here under margin. I can go to huge. If I go to advanced, okay, I've got the ability to set my top and bottom based on pretty much all of the variable options that you can select. So if you want to go by EMs or view height, view width units, view height units, or percentage, you've got the ability to do that. So you could make it work and kind of really get into, from a designer and developer language for a second, you can get into the nitty gritty and really customize the CSS that's going to be outputted of this block, and that way you can really make it look almost pixel perfect between different size monitors, especially when you're looking at doing EMs versus pixels. You also have, I see right here on the left side, you have an option for changing the margin on different devices. So desktop, tablet, and then mobile. Pretty handy feature to have there as you're looking at being able to have a mobile site. You want to be able to do that. All right, so I think this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna update it. We'll show you on the refresh just to see what that looks like. So here's our page coming out, CoBlocks. One thing I'd love 2020 to do is be able to get rid of this section and kind of bring this up to right here. We might take a look at that in another video, but that's not really the point. We're not trying to dissect 2020 here. We're looking at CoBlocks, and so far I am seeing a pretty good way to start building sites really quickly with CoBlocks. So let's keep going. I'm going to add Let's see what else they have. They've got events. I'm not ready to add any type of an event. I'm building out kind of a landing page, so maybe I want to put some logos and badges. I don't have any, so that would be a problem, but it looks like you can upload from the media library. So if you have some trust logos, you can upload those, and then I'd assume it would kind of put those out here. Let's go to the CoBlocks page and see if it does not look like they have a demo of it. So we'll have to forget that for now. I'm going to go ahead and remove this block, and I'd like to add like a services block. Do they have a services? They don't. They do it right here. All right, so here's a services block, and kind of like to do just one. Do we have some customization options? Does not look like we have much. I mean, we have a button, but we can't really control the, oh, here's styles. So let's see what we can do. So square, 4x3. So that just seems to change the image, but it does not seem to allow us to do what I want. So I'm not really happy with the services block. What I'm trying to do is I might have to build it myself. So let's do a row, and we'll do 2 columns. And we'll do like an image on one side and text on the other. So we'll use their row block. I'm going to do the wide width so it gets the same width as the features. I want to put a gutter in. All right, so I want to put a gutter margin, excuse me, on the row itself. So let's do that. So maybe not do it that way. So you can see here, if I want to go up to the row, here we go. I should now be able to add, there we go. I can now add that that margin. I do want to experiment with something here. So let's do a background of, we'll do a background. I'm going to change it from margin to padding, and then we'll do text color white. So I'm setting these colors at the row. So hopefully it would apply to anything I put in here. So now I want to put in a heading, and we'll just say special feature number 1. Okay. That looks good. And then I would like, all right, so I guess it's going to go there. We'll do paragraph. So we'll just do a common block here, and okay, so we've got that, and I'll switch those. Here's another interesting thing. So I set the color white, and it's like it applied the color in here. So there's definitely some weird issues going on with CoBlocks, especially in the UI, both in this side and over here. As you remember, when we were going through trying to create these, it wasn't working either. So just hopefully they get these bugs fixed out. But if not, that'll work itself out. So let's see what we can else grab a couple of these while we're loading videos. That's kind of a cool image. So we'll click upload and then drag that in. All right. So just showing you a couple ways to do this. So here's that. We'll click update, and let's see what that looks like on the front end. All right, so here it is. So did some padding. Interesting, the text was applied white. I didn't have to go into the heading and the paragraph to get that working, so that's good to know. One thing I probably would want to do about this row is change it to full width. So let me just do that and reload. All right, so that's kind of what I was looking for, was this row, and then I might need to tweak the padding on the row, the padding on the row. I might need to do like a 2. We don't want to sync it together because I might need to say 3 on the outsides to get it to work, and I'll show you what that means. So I'm trying to get it to line up in here, which is kind of our imaginary line, and it's starting to work. We'd have to tweak it some more, but you get the point. You can do that with some of the row settings, so that's a pretty handy feature. So the last thing I want to do is add a pricing table. See what I can do here with that. So it looks like I can add a pricing table. And the only options I have for a pricing table are some color settings and adding some CSS. So, and when I click into things, see, this is the pricing table item. So, right, so I could do something like feature. Okay. What's interesting is I don't have an option to add more prices. It defaults to 2, and okay, so here's that piece now, so I can make it wider. Okay, so it looks like maybe for some reason when I was on the price, it wasn't getting all this. So here's 2, here's 3, okay, and then 4. So I have up to 4, which for most instances that works. I can say small, medium, and large. Okay, let's fix that. Yeah, so you do something like that. Maybe you to keep these in the same. I'd do something like that. I'd like to be able to do like, I bold that. Okay, I can bold it. I'd like to maybe make it smaller, smaller text-wise, but I'm not seeing that option up here. So that's okay. We'll go ahead and update and just refresh one more time, just so you can see what it looks like. So here's that. Oh, I didn't put by now. So one thing I guess I would say about this is I didn't put anything in these buttons, and I would have assumed it would have left it at by now, but it just kind of put no text in it. And if you're going to show text in the back end, I guess me personally, I'd really like to see that ability to, if the text is here, it should be in the front end too. So let's refresh. I've got those by nows in there. Also, the other thing is I added a couple of lines above feature and above test to get this there so that the buttons would all line up, and that didn't work. So that's something I'd like to see here. You can see that here. The other thing is like the $. I guess you really have to put you have to put that in order for that to work. So I don't know, not super keen on the pricing table here. I think that there's some work that could be done. Put some more of the features in over here. There's once you get the button, you can see there's some styles for buttons. If you want a 3D or a shadow, these are nice little features. But give me the ability to customize certain things. I think it just would help. And if you're going to show like some content on this side, that if I don't change it, I'm going to assume it's there, and so I would leave it on the front end. So let's update it one more time just to see if anything else changes. And the button changed because I changed the button, but that was it. So overall, I would say I'm happy with CoBlocks. I think it's moving in the right direction, right? You can create a pretty good looking page, obviously expand upon this, add some videos or something as time goes on. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video and really the review, my first go around at building a page with CoBlocks. Two things I wanted to mention as it looks at features is the expansive lists of blocks. We didn't get into nearly all the blocks that CoBlocks comes with. It really is going to help you up your game as you're looking to use the new block editor for editing or creating blog posts. There's 30 plus or minus a few different blocks that you can take advantage of. So really keep your eye on this plugin as they're always adding new blocks. Finally, the last one I wanted to touch on was typography controls. It's very handy to be able to set sizes, weights, transform the text, even change the typeface or font family. And so it doesn't just do changes to CoBlocks blocks. It also applies those customizations to the WordPress core blocks as well. So really all around A+ in that area. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a longer video. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Find us on Facebook or Twitter. And subscribe also to our blog as we continue diving into plugins that work with the new WordPress block editor Gutenberg. Thanks for watching.